Okay, good morning everyone. So in this video, we are going to talk about the different patterns of non-Mendelian inheritance. So let's begin. The non-Mendelian inheritance does not follow the patterns predicted by Mendelian model of inheritance. So before we proceed, who is Mendel or who is Gregor Mendel? So Gregor Mendel is the father of genetics. When we say the genetics, it is the study of heredity. So to continue, such pattern can be explained through the sex-linked genes, the incomplete dominance, and the multiple alleles. So to recall, we have the chromosome, okay? And this chromosome is a packed form of the deoxyribonucleic acid or the so-called DNA. The DNA contains the information of an organism inherited trait because the inside the DNA we can find the gene of a specific organism and the gene encodes for the traits of that living organism. Now, male and female mammals and insects have the same number of chromosomes. Just like humans, the total number of chromosome of human is 46 chromosomes. To complete that, there sh- there should be 23 chromosomes from the female and 23 chromosomes from the male parent. We have also the sex chromosomes. Sex chromosomes are composed of the special pair of the chromosome X and Y that determines the sexes of the mammals and insects. When we say sexes, the gender of the mammal. So we have X chromosome. So the illustration here uh, presents what is X and what is the structure of Y chromosome. The X and Y have different appearances and genetic compositions. Yes, as it is illustrated here. Female have two X chromosomes, meaning to say a female organisms have X and another X chromosomes. Male have one X and Y chromosome. So the the illustration here is a male a male organisms, okay? So it would result to a male organism if these two will combine or it will pair. Now, chromosomes do not just determine the organism's sex, but also contains genes that dictates other physical characteristics like color vision and blood clotting. So, as it is stated here, it also determines the physical characteristic of an organisms, okay? Whether uh, like for example, its color vision is blue, black, brown, or its skin color is white, brown, or black. Okay, so it is all determined by the chromosomes. Now, the sex-linked genes are genes that determine traits that are not related to sex but is located on the either one of the sex chromosome. Okay? Male Males only have one X chromosomes and all genes in that chromosome will be fully expressed. Female have two X chromosomes which make their genes either homozygous or heterozygous. To continue, this is an example. Okay? So, the dominant gene for red eye color is R. So it is capital letter R and is located in the X chromosome. Its alternative form is R recessive, symbolizes small letter R is for a white eye color phenotype. Now, if we are going to crossbreed the uh, male and female with uh, these genes, it results to the passing of traits to its offspring. Okay, let's take a look on this structure. So this is the Punnett square, and it shows the result of the cross between the two fruity flies from F1 generation. Notice that all the females of the F2 generation have red eye color. Okay? On the other hand, only half of the male offspring in the generation have red eye color, while the other half has white. All the daughters do not exhibit the red eye phenotype, but all of them are carrier of the recessive genes. Okay, let's take a look at this example. So X and X are for male. Dito naman is for I'm so sorry. X and X is for female and X and Y is for male. So dito sa X ng um, male, meron siyang dominant R, which means it has a red eye color. Dito naman sa may X ng female, meron din siyang dominant and meron siyang recessive na R, which is a white na kulay ng mata. Ngayon, kapag pinag-combine natin yung ng X and X ng uh, X ng or yung female at saka male, it results to a female or XX with a recessive with a dominant red eye color. Okay, inuulit ko. Kapag pinag-combine natin ang X galing sa lalaki at ang X galing sa babae, magiging babae ito dahil may X na dalawa at magkakaroon siya ng pulang mata or red eye. Meaning to say, dominated ang red eye sa kanyang mata. Okay, dito naman, pag-combine na natin ng X and Y. So, kapag X and Y, male siya at meron siyang dominant na allele doon or trait. So, ang magiging kahihinatnan nito ay magiging lalaki yung anak nila at meron siyang red na mata. Dito naman, X and X. Kapag pinang-combine natin, X na recessive, tas X na dominant. So, X plus X is magiging female at since meron siyang dominant na allele, maaaring magkaroon siya ng red eye at maaaring magkaroon siya ng white eye. Pero since ang nag-dominant ay yung red eye, ang magiging resulta nito is red eye color. Now, let's combine X and Y naman dito. X na recessive, tapos Y. Now, since recessive gene ang meron sa lalaking ito, X and Y, ang magiging kulay ng kanyang mata ay white. Okay? So, that is how we combine or that is how gene is being that is how genes or traits is being transferred from the parents going to the offspring. Okay? So, males always pass down their sex-linked genes in the X chromosome to all their female offspring. Okay? Female parents, on the other hand, can pass down sex-linked genes to both son and daughter. Male offspring will always express the sex-linked genes they receive from their mother. To repeat, male always pass down their sex-linked genes in X chromosome only to all their female offspring. Meaning to say, galing lamang sa male yung sex-linked genes na chromosome na ipapasa sa kanilang female na anak. Okay? Female parents, on the other hand, can pass down sex-linked genes to both son and daughter because they are carrier of both X chromosomes. Okay? Next is male offspring will always express sex-linked genes they receive from their mother. Okay? So, nanggagaling lahat ng sex-linked sa kanilang mother. So, kaya mas maraming mga babae dahil nanggagaling lahat sa babae yung mga chromosome or yung mga sex genes, okay? Now, going to this illustration, okay, going back in this illustration, so XX represents female, XY represents male. So, yung female, uh, so, yung female, it has a dominant allele na hindi colorblind. Whereas, yung male, meron siyang colorblind. Okay? Yung father at saka, again, yung father, yung father is a colorblind, yung isa is normal. So, kapag pinag-combine natin yan, N is dominant, meaning to say, mas malaki yung genes na meron doon sa female kaysa sa father. So, it is, dito natin titignan yung inheritance ng blindness. Okay? Now, X and Y. Okay? X and X. So, kapag pinag-combine natin yung X and X, magiging female, female na dominant or normal yung kanyang mata. Okay? Dito naman, X, X and Y. So, magiging male na normal yung kanyang mata. Okay? Next is, dito naman, X and X, magiging female na normal pa rin yung mata. At kapag dito, X and Y, magiging normal yung mata niya. But, kapag ang isang tao, carrier siya ng recessive gene na colorblind, it may itong N ni dito, na small letter N na ito, it may pass to the next generation. Okay? So, halimbawa, itong X and N, X sub N, or itong X, tawag na ito, nakakaloka, itong female with a dominant gene and a recessive gene will bind to this male na dominant or normal yung kanyang eye. So let's see this. Ang magiging kahinatnan nito is XN and XN. So basically, now kapag halimbawa itong female carrier ng colorblind is pinag-combine natin sa normal male. So ganito ang magiging kahihinatnan nito. So X and Y being the male, normal eye, and the female which is the carrier of the colorblind. So, the X plus X or X then X, we have the normal eye. Okay? Next is the X and N, we have the female na carrier ng colorblind. We have also the X and Y, whereas meron yung recessive gene sa kanya, so magiging color blind yung magiging anak nilang ito. Okay? Next, we have the X and Y, so magiging normal yung color blind nito. Or magiging normal yung mata ng anak nila. So, to cut the story short, kapag merong strand dun sa gene mo na colorblind, maaring mag-manifest sa'yo mismo yon, or maaring ikaw yung carrier at yung magiging anak mo yung mismong magkakaroon ng trait na yon. So, halimbawa yung nangyayari dito, this is the F1 generation, this is the F2 generation. So, sa F1 generation, yung inheritance of colorblind from normal to colorblind is hindi nagpakita yung trait na yon. Pero dun sa F2 generation, nagpakita siya dahil nag-dominant yung recessive dito. Or nakita yung recessive dito at walang dominant. So, in the F2 generation, dito mo pa lamang makikita yung mutated genes or yung traits na meron sa isang uh, species. Okay? So, I hope that you can still follow, ano? Inuulit ko. So, basically, kapag pinag-combine mo yung X and Y, and X dito, it will result to a two carrier of that trait of genes. Pero kapag itong two carrier na to, or itong pinag-combine natin yung normal at saka yung colorblind, itong magiging kahinatnanan niya. Okay? So, yung female at saka yung male, dito, magre-result sa apat na offspring, whereas yung isa dito is magkakaroon ng trait na yon, yung isa magkakaroon ng magiging carrier, at yung dalawa naman is magiging normal. So, ibig sabihin, sa F1 generation, there is a 50-50 kapag apat yung anak niya, 50% of carrier of that trait and 50% of normal of that trait na magiging colorblind or na colorblind yung isang species. Whereas dito naman sa F2 generation, yung 50% is normal, yung 25% is carrier ng gene, at yung 25% is nagmanifest ng trait na iyon. Okay? Now, Mendelian model of inheritance follows simple genetic basis like the assumption that one particular trait is controlled by one specific gene, therefore controlled by only two alleles. Okay, ano yung two alleles? The dominant and recessive. Okay? Mendelian models also follow complete dominance where a dominant homozygote and heterozygote organisms have the same phenotype. So kapag sinabi nating homozygote, ito yung yung pagkapareho ng halimbawa yung capital letters. So kapag homozygote, that is a homozygote. Kapag sinabi natin heterozygote, ito yung heterozygote, yung mayroong capital letter at small letter. Okay? Next, a pattern of inheritance where none of the allele is completely dominant over the other. The result to progeny which have phenotypes that are somewhere in between the two phenotypes of the true breeding parents. So, like for example here, so the snapdragon's flower exhibit incomplete dominance. When a true breeding red flower snapdragon is crossed with the white flower snapdragon, the result of the F1 generation will a pink flower. The progenies will not resemble any of the parent. So, dito sa kapag pinag-crossbreed mo yung what do you call this? Yung RR, syempre, ang magiging kahinat na nito is yung recessive gene. Paano nangyari yon? Okay? So, magiging recessive or magiging pink yung kahinatnan niya kapag red and white ang magiging, what they call this, ang pinag-combine mo. Okay? So, when we cross the hybrids, the resulting F2 generation phenotype will have the following distribution. So, basically, R, then R here. So, it will become a dominant allele, okay? Or a dominant homozygous allele. Okay? Kapag pinag-cross natin ito, R na capital at R na small, it will result to a dominant heterozygous allele. Kapag naman pinag-cross natin yung R dito tas R doon, it will result to a dominant heterozygous allele. Okay? Kapag pinag-cross natin yung R at saka R doon, it will result to what? It will result to a recessive homozygous allele. Okay? Bakit homozygous? Kasi Pagkaparehas sila, okay, that is homozygous. Kapag magkaiba, heterozygous, okay? So bakit pink yung nagiging yung naging result kanina? So dahil mas malaki yung percentage ng red and white red and white dun sa mismong crossbreed natin. So whereas 25% lang sa red, uh, 50% sa pink at saka 25% lang sa Y. Okay? Now, multiple alleles arises from the multiple way of mutation of the same gene in different individual. This makes the certain gene exist in multiple allelic form. One gene can have a multiple form of the dominant trait. Two or more dominant phenotype can appear at the same time. Okay? Now, the examples of this is yung ating blood, okay? Yung ating blood antigen. So, antigens in blood controlled by the three different alleles of the single gene, okay? The three types of the alleles is A, B, and C. So, meron tayong mga uh, A, B, and C. So, meron tayong iba't ibang blood groups. Halimbawa, kapag pinag-crossbreed mo ang ah, may blood group na letter A, syempre, ang magre-result nun is letter A lahat. So, ang magiging recipient lamang ng blood na yun is letter A. Okay? Yung blood group na may A positive or A negative, or the O plus or O negative. So, kapag pinag-cross mo ito, it will result to uh, the recipient where is letter B yung recipient niya at letter O yung recipient din niya. So kapag yung AB kasi, pinag-crossbreed mo yung dalawang yon, magiging heterozygous sila. So mas marami yung mga recipients. Okay? Sa O naman, medyo kapag O lang yung pan mo, yung mga pinag crossbreed mo, mas medyo O lang din naman yung O lang din naman yung magiging kahihinatnan. So, the more na mas marami yung crossbreed mo, or the more na mas marami yung genes na meron sa isang species, mas marami yung mga magiging result or combinations of genes na magmamanifest sa isang traits. Okay? In summary, sex-linked genes is the expression if the inherited traits are influenced by the sexes of the parents of their offspring. Okay? When we say incomplete dominance, it is the heterozygous offspring does not look the same with the homozygous parent. Phenotypic ratio is the same with genotypic ratio. So when we say multiple alleles, one gene can have a multiple form of the dominant traits. Two or more dominant phenotype can appear at the same time. Okay, so I hope you learned something about this, and if you have question, you can message me directly to my Facebook account. Now, I want you to at least comment down things that you have learned from this video, and later on I will be checking it, and uh, I can say that you really watch this video. So thank you very much, and God bless.